What's up, bankers?
Hello, bankers.
How is everybody doing?
How are you doing? A long weekend, a somewhat eventful weekend. And then, I was like, what are we going to have to talk about? And then Ferrari done doing what Ferrari done does. And now I'm like, oh, we have an episode for you all. We have things to talk about. This is the Red Flags brought to you by BetMGM. We're talking about the Chinese GP. Go ahead and buy our Chinese GP t-shirt. It's fire. You're the snake. Buy it right now at theredflagspod.com. Also, want to say this up top. Next week, we are going to be doing an episode where we're going to be talking about the life and times of the legend that was Eddie Jordan, who passed this week. Huge loss for the F1 community. He was the coolest guy ever.
Yeah. He did the Haas thing and he won races.
Yes.
He won races. And he was he was like, he would have crushed it on Drive to Survive. He was like the OG Gunther.
Yes, he makes Gunther look so tame. He was truly just like a maverick, in your face, do it myself. He was like the definition of the little guy going against the big guys, and everyone loved him for it. It's a huge loss. For the F1 world, I regret that we never got to meet him before he passed, but there's so much of his stuff out there. So we're gonna be doing a whole deep dive on Eddie next week to honor him. But let's honor him with some hot ass takes this week, dude. Let's talk.
That's right.
Let's talk China.
Well, first of all, that race sucked. The track is cool.
Yeah.
The layout is ugly as fuck. I said this on the Patreon. Do they not have sprinklers in that country? What is going on with that grass?
Yeah, the irrigation system is lacking.
I mean, that's a night race. If I've ever seen one, just do it at night because you guys can't water the grass somehow.
But then when Ocon went onto the grass, and then it was Mad Max Fury Road, and I'm like, oh shit, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
No, there was we went into detail about the sprint and quali on our Patreon. You go to patreon.com/TRFpod if you want to hear the full thoughts on that. But obviously, Ferrari started out this week looking great. Lewis Hamilton wins the sprint in a dominant fashion by 10 plus seconds. Oh, Ferrari's back, baby.
Tell us all the yappers to shut up.
Yeah.
All this yapping.
Lewis said, hey, too many people yapping about my relationship with my engineer.
Yeah.
But then, today it was the tension's still there. And the tension goes, and the tension's going to continue to be bad because what Ferrari did.
And not to single out Lewis. I mean, Charles Leclerc seems like he hates them too. So
he hates his engineer. Yep, you told me that for the 15th fucking time, Brian. Shut the fuck up, Brian. Hey, you're losing time. Why don't you not hit the curb at turn 8? Yeah, I'm not going to do that. Shut up, hold my beer, and suck my dick.
This is fucking Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf we're watching right now. Unfolding before our very eyes. It's a masterpiece. It's incredible.
Yeah, well, if you're uninformed, after the race, both Charles Leclerc and Lewis Hamilton have been disqualified. Charles has been disqualified because of the weight issue. The car was too light. They went on a one-stop. This was what happened to George Russell last year at Spa. Same situation. It also happened to Pierre Gasly, but that's less important because no one cares about Alpine and people care about Ferrari. And then Lewis got hit because Lewis did a two-stop. Lewis got hit with the floorboard was too degraded.
The plank wear,
The plank wear. So he's been disqualified. So both Ferraris, after a mediocre day, out from Ferrari team fuck-ups. And the vibe I have is they've got Lewis and Charles now on the team, and it's like a dude who pulled a 10 and on the first date,
coming his pants.
As the appetizers land on the plate and she like touches his arm, he comes in his pants at the table. That's like what happens today. That's what's happened these first 2 races because, in Australia, they fuck up the strategy. Like, so far, the Ferrari organization is failing miserably.
Yes, they're fumbling the bag. They're fumbling the bag. There's no other way to put it. I mean, it's one thing if you develop the car badly. It's another. You're like, oh, they just built a shitty car. But then it's like, wait, then he wins the sprint race, and you're like, wait, so the car is actually maybe good,
right?
It's like you're just showing that you're just operationally shitting the bed because you can't get the car that's good where it needs to be consistently. Because after, and I mean, maybe some of this is on Lewis because, I mean, after the sprint race, he's like, well, we did some setup changes. And whenever Lewis is like, goes down a setup route that's too deep, it's like, uh-oh. He did that in Mercedes. He's like, I want to... he likes to renovate his house every 5 years. Every new week, every week it's a pimp my ride with him a little bit. Right. So I think they chase these setup things and it doesn't always redound to his benefit. And so, I mean, obviously sometimes it works because he was locked in for that first one.
Right.
And Leclerc was like, oh, Lewis, I followed Lewis's setup. I was struggling all weekend and Lewis had the right setup. So I don't know. No one fucking knows.
Yeah, no one fucking knows. Leclerc broke his front wing and was faster. I mean, he broke his front wing, and then Bernie Collins is like, well, actually, the front left is the thing that degrades the most, so maybe this is actually helping him because it takes pressure off of that front left tire. And I'm like, okay, this is
when I tell him
that's dumb here.
Well, it's just making excuses for the dumb thing. It's like what I used to tell my mom. Oh, I could do my homework better with the TV on.
Yeah,
it's like there's no fucking way. I'm trying to justify. It's like a relaxing.
I don't know. Maybe
presence.
There is a way. Maybe there is a way because Leclerc was. I mean, this flies in the face of when you're playing the video game and you have wing damage, and they tell you to come in for a new
never
wing.
Come in.
Like,
you never come in.
You never come in on the video game.
Never
and then
come in on the
Leclerc
video
proved,
game.
hey, these front wings actually don't really fucking matter that much because with the whole fucking arm of that front wing off, it's pounding the floor. And he's way faster than Hamilton.
Yeah, Coulthard was like, that could actually add downforce when you think about it. I was like, what is... This is not this can't be real science anymore. If you're just, well, actually, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. They should just have like a floppy-eared one next time. Just have them both flop.
Yeah, exactly.
Or just design them to break off in the beginning.
Right. Well, that's what happened to Yuki Tsunoda. We'll get to that. But fucking, it's also like Ferrari was beating the clown show allegations for like a little bit there. Like with Binotto, 2022, fumbling the ball with Leclerc when he looked like he had a shot at it. And then it was like, oh, this is, there's the famous meme, the Ferrari clown pit wall. And that meme hasn't been circulating for the last couple of years because Fred Vasseur's come in and it feels like he's changed that organization to be one that is like not a shit show anymore. But in 2025, it's a clown. I mean, bring back the clown meme because it's a shit show.
Yeah. I mean, they did something horrible. They gave Lewis and Ferrari fans hope.
Yes.
In the sprint. They gave them hope and they snatched it away in such devastating fashion. They should have just packed up and went home after the sprint race. Right. They should have just quit while they were ahead.
Right.
Should have just quit while they were ahead.
Yeah.
And then Lewis let Leclerc by.
Right.
They were like the radio came across that like they were telling Lewis to move over. And Lewis was like, I'll move over when I'm good and ready. Like when he's close, like this, that, and the other thing. And then everyone's like, actually, it's, you guys are wrong. There was a message that Lewis was like, oh, I'll let him through.
Right.
Like it was Lewis's idea. They're like, ha, Lewis volunteered to let Leclerc through. Ha ha. Like, that's not good either. What's happening with him? He's letting Leclerc through. Why is he struggling so much? I mean,
well, yeah, after a day of not, I mean, it kind of shows that they kind of don't know what's going on a little bit with the car. That feels kind of reminiscent of Mercedes the last couple of years.
It's broken clock. It's like, how is he fast? How is he faster than Leclerc yesterday?
Yeah.
And today he's so fucking slow that he's like, go through, go around. You're like going, you're in the HOV lane or whatever, and so you're like, go around,
right.
go around, go around.
Right.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and it's just like, it seemed like there was a viable option that this was going to be a one-stopper. And for them to not put enough fuel in the tank.
No one thought it was going to be a one-stopper. No one thought it was.
Well, did think it was going to be one-stopper. George Russell. Because George Russell, but he said after the sprint, he was like, we'll see if it's going to be a one-stopper or a two-stopper. And when I was watching that, I was like, these tires degraded in 2 seconds. Of course it's going to be a two-stopper. But the sprint happened earlier in the day. It was sunnier. The track was a lot cooler. So I think it seems like, oh, no, the one-stop was actually a viable strategy. And they're going to have that. Like, we saw what happened to George Russell last year. Now, Mercedes has learned that George Russell is always going to do, if there's even a sniff of a one-stop, George Russell will do a one-stop. I mean, like, lap 8 in that race, he's like, think the one-stop's in play. And I was like, of course you think the one-stop's in play, George. You're always
he's always taking the 8-game parlay. He's always doing the crazy
taxes and George Russell on a fucking one-stop. That's like what's always happened.
He's always going long. I think what happened was it seems like Lance Stroll was like killing it on that stint. And everyone's like, oh, fuck. If Lance Stroll can go like a million laps on this hard, then we can go long. And I think every other team kind of maybe left that possibility open in terms of their weight.
Right.
And I think, Ferrari wasn't. They did not leave enough of a window to ensure that Leclerc wasn't overweight or underweight. And with Lewis, they took too many chances with the car was too low.
Right.
They were gambling. They gambled in Australia. They're like they stayed out in Australia,
right? When
everybody else came in, just do what everyone else is doing. Don't you try to zag. You should zig. If everyone's zigging, you should zig. You should just do what everyone else is doing. Don't do anything original. Right. Just copy paste the homework from the smarter kids at this point.
Yeah, it does seem like they're just trying to hit a jackpot. It's 2 races where they've just like been trying to hit jackpots, and it's blown up in their face. This episode is brought to you by BetMGM. The season is about to start, and there are a bunch of picks that you can make. Make your 2025 season predictions. Put some money on it with BetMGM, and come see what's new at BetMGM. You can score bigger when you win with boost tokens, odd boost tokens, and more. Even if your bet doesn't hit, we've got you covered with no sweat tokens. Sign up with BetMGM today, and you'll have access to countless betting options, including new look same-game parlays, teasers, live bets, and so much more. Take advantage of these offerings and be sure to use the bonus code DADDY when signing up to receive up to $1,500 in bonus bets if your first bet loses. Baby, I'm putting my money on Lando Norris to win this championship, baby. And if you got Lewis Hamilton, whoever you think is going to win the championship, you can make that bet right now on BetMGM. Go over there and use the bonus code DADDY when signing up, because they'll know that we sent you, and you can receive, again, up to $1,500 in bonus bets if your first bet loses. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 and over. U.S. promotional offers not available in New York, Nevada, Ontario, or Puerto Rico. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY for New York. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP for Arizona. 1-800-327-5050 for Massachusetts. 1-800-BETS OFF for Indiana. 1-800-981-0023 for Puerto Rico. First bet offer for new customers only. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards are non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire in 7 days. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel. Don't forget, if you haven't signed up for BetMGM yet, use bonus code DADDY and get your $1,500 first bet offer today. But a team that is operationally, at least for the moment, doing very well is that of the McLaren organization. Great bounce back week for Oscar Piastri. Second in the sprint, winning the actual race. And then Lando having the best start of his... the best Lando Norris start that I've ever seen. I said, what alternate universe is this where Lando has gained a place on the opening lap and Max Verstappen has lost 2 places in the opening lap?
It's a bizarro world. It's a bizarre world.
You know what are we living in?
You know what they need? You know what they need to do for Lando? They need, when he's on pole, they need to just tell him he's not on pole. And what they need to do is, the carrot, when they put a carrot for a horse? They have a carrot dangling? They should just hang like a little toy car
Yeah.
So he thinks he's behind a car at all times.
They should put a George Russell in the pose hanging in front of his car because, like, I think he sniffs George Russell and he goes,
dangle it from the dash. Dangle it from the halo, like one of those. What are those tree things called?
Right.
Is
Yeah.
it air fresheners.
Yeah.
They should hang out like an air freshener and deceive him into thinking, because he's always been good at starts when he's not on pole.
Right.
That's never been his problem. He's always been good in that regard. That start. I mean, but are you a little worried? Where are you, Lando? I was. My girlfriend was blasting the Beatles the other day, and it was that song, "Don't Let Me Down."
Don't let me down.
And I was thinking of you. I was thinking of you.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not. I think overall, still a decent weekend for him. Obviously, the sprint was bad, but I think like him gaining the places in the actual race. Had this brake situation that had he not been like fearing for his life that the brakes weren't going to work, I think that there's maybe a world where towards the end of that race he's maybe challenging Oscar. But I think, this is the first weekend where we've had not crazy conditions, and Oscar has dominated the weekend in terms of the two of them. So I think that Australia obviously were under more difficult conditions, and Lando won. I don't know what to make of that. Like, is it more impressive that Lando won under those conditions, or actually is it more telling for the season at large, because that's the exception, not the rule, that it's going to rain, that Oscar in this track, which last year Lando, I think Lando got a podium last year in China. He qualified second before the McLaren was really popping. I was thinking, this is going to be a great weekend for him, but it just seems like this is going to be a year of, it's going to be the two of them. It's going to be one of them winning the race maybe every week.
And it's ultimately,
right now, I'm excited. I'm excited about the prospect of this being just like a close season. I think that's the only hope. That's the only hope that we have for this year being good, is that the two of them are trading blows.
Yeah, that's the only. You need a Hamilton Rosberg, otherwise the seasons might suck. Honestly, it might suck because now I think they have different skill sets.
Mm-hmm.
I remember, Zach always said, Zach Brown, when he was talking about Oscar, he said his skills. He goes big corners, brave in the corners. That was his thing.
Yeah,
and I think they were both struggling in China, honestly.
Yeah,
in the sectors, and then apparently Oscar said that he was behind the whole time. Yeah. And in that big hairpin, he was just like, fuck it. I'm going to try to make up all this time in this one hairpin. Because he was actually about to abort the lap. It was that bad. And he just fucking nailed this last big corner. And
that's what he said. He said it was the hairpin of his life.
Yes.
The hairpin of my life. The hairpin of my life.
And it might have helped him that the track was resurfaced. That might have gone in his favor. So it's like which one of these guys is going to like fuck up less,
right?
And which one of these guys and which track is going to suit which guy's skills more. I think that's kind of what we're hopefully going to see.
Yep.
Because I think they have slightly different driving styles and slightly different skills. But your hat's got to come off to Oscar. He's down 25 points, and then immediately, what does he pick up? Like a 10 on him now? It's like he's 15.
No, it's more. I mean, he picked up because let's see what the actual the standings are now. Lando is at 44. Piastri's at 34. So he's right there. So it's now at 10 points. He was up 25-2, and now he's up. So he was up 23, and now he's up 10. So it was a 13-point
swing
in Oscar's favor. No, I'm pumped. I'm pumped that it seems like it's going to be the two of them every week. This is the thing that we're going to watch. And it's so fun that like they're both just so young and Gen Z and just like it's like, oh, we got Muhammad Ali versus Joe Frazier. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, it's like, no, it's Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri when they're asked, like, so is this the start of the Oscar Piastri title bid? And he's like, I mean, I hope so. I guess. And then, like, hey, Lando, do you think that you actually could have caught Oscar there? Well, I don't want to say. I don't know. I'm just like, these are our heroes. This is the new generation of, like, sports heroes. Is like these two absolute socially awkward kings going head to head every week.
You go from float like a butterfly, sting like a bee to I just had a little scream in my helmet so I didn't hurt your ears. So
yeah, exactly. I mean, I hope I can win the championship, I guess. I mean, it's kind of awkward. Like, it's just like, this is, these are the new generation of sports heroes.
Yes. But that might just be also the sport that they're in. I still think 18-year-old guys who play football and basketball and soccer are probably similar.
Yeah, I agree, but I still think, like, Jared McCain didn't exist fucking 5 years ago, let alone, like, it's like, this is the new gen of, like, of our legends.
But who's the kid? Who's the kid on Minnesota who's a fucking psycho?
Anthony
Edwards. Like, he could literally be at any. He would just be this. He's timeless. That guy.
Yeah,
that guy is exactly identical to any guy in the '90s or the '80s or whatever. Right. So I mean,
yeah. But no, I mean, the era of, because Max is Max isn't that much older than these guys. Max is still very young, but Max is, cut from a different cloth. But I think he's out of it. I just don't think they've got the car. I think it's just like, he was nowhere. Like, this was the most irrelevant Max Verstappen race in, like, the last 4 or 5 years. Like, not since 2020, not since like the pandemic. Was Max Verstappen this irrelevant in an F1 race?
When do you think the chirping starts from his camp? When do you think those whispers get louder about, because Mercedes might be the second best team now.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about 2026. And who knows, they might throw out all the engines. Did you hear about this?
No.
They might go, Mohammed bin Salem is like trying to do the Andrew Yang political move, being like, free money for everybody. Universal basic income. He wants to do. He's like trying to gain popularity. And he's like, let's bring back the V10s. Let's just throw out these stupid hybrids that everybody's like spent $1 billion on already. That might suck.
See. I did hear about this. Yeah.
So who knows? Like, whatever advantage Mercedes. Apparently, every team has complained about that. Like, every team a lot of these teams want to bring back the V10s. Right. Mercedes doesn't, because I think Mercedes knows that they might have an advantage with these fucking hybrid engines.
Yeah.
But like Ferrari, Audi, Cadillac, all these teams, or all these engine suppliers are like, yeah, we should definitely bring back the V10s. Not because we couldn't kill it in the hybrids, just
because of the sound. I just missed the sound, nothing exactly. Like that. Like that. So yeah. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I mean, I think that the noise in the Verstappen camp is happening right now. I think that Zach Brown's mouthing off in the press about how Max is going to be going to Mercedes next year. I think that this car is what it is. I think that there's a lot of turmoil at Red Bull, altogether. Obviously, with the whole Liam Lawson situation. Apparently, Helmut Marko. There's been a report that Helmut Marko has called an emergency meeting to be held by Red Bull in the coming week to address the start of the 2025 season, which I think obviously is about Liam Lawson, but also I think it's also about, Max Verstappen cannot be thrilled with what's happening. He was kind of nowhere.
And we've seen George Russell's throwing his dick around. There's pictures of George Russell talking to Flavio, I think he was talking to Zach Brown. I think he's talking to everybody. I think he's trying to figure out where he's going to land if Verstappen moves, which based on just, Kim Illman photographs alone, you're like, wow, okay. So they're picking Kimmy.
Right.
They're picking this guy who, just goes through floors like condoms. Just like, well, he had floor damage. Well, why did he have floor damage?
Yeah, because he drives like a psycho.
He drives like a fucking crazy person.
Yeah. No, I mean, George is having, he's had great first 2 races.
He's right there, dude. He's got 2 podiums right now.
Yeah, he's got 2 podiums.
So what do you think? What do you think about this Liam Lawson situation?
It's not good. It's not good. It's I mean, he keeps getting last, and last is tough.
It's the worst you could actually be.
Yeah.
Can't be worse other than not DNFing.
I mean, Max said in some interview, he was talking about how this car is like too hard to drive. That he was like, I think that, Liam would be doing a lot better if he was in an RB.
Racing Bull. Yeah.
I think that this whole thing exposes, I think it's a few things that are happening. I think that there's so much pressure on these guys because Red Bull has a reputation for if you fuck up, we'll kill you. And so then it's compounding. It's fucking compounding interests of like, it goes both ways. Like, oh, I do well, and then I keep doing well, or I keep doing well, or you spiral, and then you spiral, and then you keep spiraling. So I think that's in there. And I think they've been talking about for years that this car is suited around Max's driving style, which from what I understand, because I'm trying to understand and learn about driving styles, Max has a very unique driving style that the way that he approaches corners is really almost different than anyone else on the grid. That some people have similar-ish driving styles. Yuki has said, like, I have a similar driving style to Max, but actually Max's is kind of like singular. There's that clip obviously of Albon talking about how driving that car is like, having
playing
every
Call
sensitive
of Duty
everything's on 10. Everything's on
10.
10. So it seems like a very difficult car to drive. We obviously witnessed Pierre Gasly, Alex Albon, Sergio Perez, and now Liam Lawson struggle in that car.
But Gasly got half a season.
Right.
Albon got a season and a half.
A season and a half, yeah.
Yeah. Checo got 3 years. I mean, they're talking about firing this kid after like 2 to 3 races. Or dropping him back, which is crazy. It's interesting. At what point, Brian, are they like, fuck Checo? They're going like, okay, so it's like, it goes, fuck Gasly.
Yep.
Fuck Albon, who's actually maybe the best driver on the grid. Fuck.
That's right. That's right.
Fuck, and I've always believed that. Fuck Checo Perez,
right?
Who had a very solid career. Fuck Liam Lawson, right? At what point is it, no, dude, fuck you.
Right.
Fuck
right,
you.
Right, right.
You either can't design a second car. You're like, your team is so incohesive and you can't design a car that 2 people can drive.
Right.
It's just mind melded to one man.
Yeah.
Or you guys suck at hiring drivers.
Mm-hmm.
You can't have it both ways. If they're all bums, they're either all good and you guys can't figure this, you can't like make it work for them, or they're all bums and you guys suck at hiring drivers.
Or the reality was you're so trigger happy that you didn't really like. I think that Gasly and Albon, had they been given more time, would have been able to figure this shit out more. And they kept Checo for a few years. Obviously, the beginning was better, and then I think the vibe of the team got it. I think Checo got in his head. I think that it was like,
but the car got worse. So if Checo was like 0.3 or 0.4 off of him, he would still get a podium,
right?
Or he could rush through the car was so dominant that it's really hard to say that Checo was that. I mean, he did better than Liam Lawson is doing these past 2 races. But
yeah, it certainly gives Checo fans like, all right, yeah, everyone, shut up now, please, a little bit.
So now the question is, if they drop him now and they put Yuki in, let's say 4 or 5 races in, they can't win because Yuki sucks. If Yuki sucks, it's like, wow, you just fucking missed on you have this whole second team and you just missed with Gasly, Albon, Checo, Liam. You've missed 5 times.
Right.
You wasted 5 out of your 6 shots in a gun, right?
Yeah.
Or Yuki does great, and you look like fucking morons because this guy's been here the whole time. You went through this rigmarole with Checo. You threw in Liam Lawson too early, and Yuki's just sitting there like the nice guy in the rom-com. We're like, just go for that guy, dude. Why is she dating him? Colin Firth and Bridget Jones' Diary. Dude, I watched the remake, cried like a fucking idiot.
Yeah, I heard it was great. I heard it was really good.
It's fucking so good. Bridget Jones is Bridget Jones is whatever the fuck. I mean, it's kind of cheating if you're going to use the ghost of Colin Firth. Like, obviously, you're going to start fucking crying.
Right.
It's like,
yeah.
But it was
you
so
soul.
Fucking good. Anyway,
my question is, like, if they do replace Liam, will they even choose Yuki, or would they throw Hadjar in? Like,
that would
genuinely
be so dumb. That kid is, he's new. He's just getting his feet under him. We know that he's emotional, right? Yeah. Let's let him gain his confidence. Yuki,
right?
You got nothing to lose with Yuki. You're firing him anyway. It's like a free play in flag football. It's in football where they throw the flag. You're like, well, I got a free play. He's a fucking asset you don't care about.
It's a defensive offsides.
It's a defensive offsides. It's perfect. Yeah. They need to throw him in.
Might as well go for the fucking end zone.
Honestly, the worst thing that could happen is he does great. Because then that's honestly worse.
Well, we were talking about this on the Patreon. It's like, are they more worried about their pride being bruised by the fact that they overlooked Yuki for all this time and refused to promote him, that they won't even do anything with him? I mean, I think it would be such a bad press day for them if they did that. But I don't know. We'll see. Because if Liam keeps having performances like this, if he keeps getting knocked out in Q3, I mean, if he keeps getting last, then they have to do something, even on some level, for his sake. Because, well, and I think it's interesting because next race is Japan. And Liam raced in Japan in Super Formula. He cut his teeth on that circuit. He knows Suzuka very, very well. So if there is one track on this calendar where he's going to have some type of advantage, it's going to be in Suzuka.
But now we're grasping at straws. Because a lot of these guys, a lot of these rookies, like Ollie Behrman, what experience do they have? Hadjar, I don't know if any of those guys have tons of fucking experience at these tracks, and they did pretty good.
No, I mean I think that all these other cars are easier to drive. It just seems like this Red Bull car is a nightmare to drive.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe Liam knowing the Suzuka track really well or being comfortable there actually won't matter, because at the end of the day, that's a difficult track. That's a lot of high speed corners, and if he's not comfortable in the car and the car's drifting out from underneath him, then who cares if you know the track well?
I think they're just trying to find finding the right setup window is a moving target always.
Yeah.
And I think Liam was saying that it's just the car is a very narrow window in which it works, and he can't find the window. He just can't find it with the setup or whatever. And
right.
Or he can't drive within that window.
Right.
He has to drive within another window,
Yeah.
So it's tough. It's tough.
Yeah. It's
but if you're a Yuki Tsunoda fan, do you want him to get the shot? Do you even want him in there?
Well, there's 2 of us right now. What do we want? I want him to get the shot.
Yeah.
He wants the shot.
I want what he wants. So if he wants the shot, I want him to get the shot.
He wants the shot. So I want him to get the thing that he wants, and he wants the fucking shot. So give him the shot. All right, guys, we're here to talk about our favorite sponsor, Dollar Shave Club. It's no surprise that facial hair is personal. It grows on your face. We all grow it, shave it, style it differently, and we think that's pretty fucking great. It all makes us more interesting. That's why in this club, we make the razors and you make the rules, baby. That's right. I'm not going to lie. I thought the Dollar Shave Club just made razors, but they do so much more than that. Whether you're going smooth shaven or maintaining a beard, Dollar Shave Club offers shave and grooming products that are always high quality and never, ever overpriced. Let me introduce you to some of their top sellers that we're going to make your grooming routine feel like a spa. First up, we got the Dollar Shave Club Series 6 Blade Razor. This isn't just any razor, okay? It's like a mini vacation for your face. With 6 stainless steel blades and vitamin E-infused lubricant strip, the razor delivers the closest, most comfortable shave imaginable. It's so comfy, your skin might want to just take a nap afterwards. Plus, the precision trimmer is perfect for those little detail areas because we know how important those are. Also, they have an amazing series of products that prep your skin for your shave and take care of it after. We got the shave butter. It's the top-selling shaving aid. It's true. I use it, and it's so much more helpful than when you put all the white, puffy gunk on your face because you're like, am I even getting this stuff? This goes on clear so you can see exactly where you're shaving. But don't take our word for it, Vegas. Try it for yourself at Dollar Shave Club. Products are now available everywhere, so you can order them from their website, Amazon, or get them at your favorite retailer near you. Alternatively, you can visit their site right now for 20% off, $20 or more. Get your products delivered right to your door. Visit dollarshaveclub.com/red flags and use the promo code red flags to get 20% off, $20 or more. And remember, whenever you shave, welcome to the club. This episode is brought to you by Southern Comfort. With a one-of-a-kind blend of fruit and spices, SoCo whiskey is the original ready-for-anything spirit. Satisfying on its own and ideal in any mixed drink, Southern Comfort is easy to enjoy however you drink it and whoever you drink it with. We think SoCo can go with everything, but you be the judge. Find your comfort zone and try out a cocktail today. Some opinions, what you can try. These are the ones that I personally enjoy. SoCo with lemonade. Ooh, get that little bit of sour with the sweet and a little bit of that punch. Delicious. SoCo with orange juice if you want full sweetness hitting your gullet. Or, of course, classic SoCo Cola. Mix it with your Coca-Cola or your Pepsi. Or keep it Pepsi Zero or Coke Zero to keep it tight, dude. Okay, no matter what the moment, Southern Comfort is ready for anything, packed with flavor, mixes with anything, and easy to drink. We challenge all of you out here to find your comfort zone. Try out some Southern Comfort mixed drinks and send us your favorites. We'll shout out the best ones on a future pod. Pick up some Southern Comfort today, Vankas. Now back to the show. Oh, well, speaking of Yuki, this fucking,
Yeah, who designed that car? Fucking Boeing? Like, what the fuck happened with that with that fucking front wing?
No, dude, I think that helmet. I think I saw Helmut Marko in the VCARB garage beforehand, diddling with Yuki's wing, dude. Because he needs Yuki to not impress.
I actually don't think it's Helmut. I think Helmut wants Yuki in that car. I think that it's a split decision with these things. I think they don't always agree. These two, we know they.
So, what do you think? You think it's Christian?
I think Christian doesn't like Yuki. That's what I think. I think Helmut has a. Yuki's a fighter. He's ballsy. He's tenacious.
Yeah.
I think he likes that. And yeah, he was slow to promote Liam through the formula. So I don't know. I think there's a lot of politics happening with that team. And I believe that Yuki has fallen victim to the maybe Christian's more butthurt over the Honda thing. I don't know if Helmut cares about Honda. I think he wants to get the right guy in the car. I would believe that Christian is more interested in the sort of grander scheme of things, maybe. But what the fuck do I know? I bet you, I think Helmut wants to give Yuki a spin.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we'll see if they do it. I mean, I think that Liam needs to be in Q3 in Japan.
At least Q2, just an upward trajectory.
At least Q2.
Progress.
Yeah. Our producer Brian says promoting Yuki for Japan would be chills.
It would be tough. It would be tough.
Well, it would be chills for you. It would be chills for Yuki for his home race. He comes, he's promoted.
I thought tough was good in Gen Z slang.
Oh yeah, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, tough is good.
Tough is good. Yeah, that's what I said. That's what I said. You.
Oh well, I'm
boomer.
thinking that'd be tough. That'd be tough that.
Sorry, Unc. Unc doesn't get the lingo.
I'm unking big time hard.
I meant tough. TUFF. That's what I meant.
That'd be tough. Speaking
FR.
of tough. How about Ollie Behrman, dude?
Yeah. Well, what about Esteban? Fuck Ollie Behrman. What about Esteban Ocon?
What about Haas?
What about Haas?
Haas bouncing back well. Both of them in the points.
Everybody wrote them off but us.
Yeah.
Everybody wrote them off but us. No, but I think it's going to be one of these things. I think they're going to suck ass sometimes. I think they're going to be good sometimes. Right. I think they're going to be between the midfield and the margins are so close. I think sometimes they'll be last, sometimes they'll be mid. I think it's like that.
Yeah, it's like that. But you know what's consistent now? Alex Albon domination, dude.
My God, this is maybe the best part of this whole season for me. I want to take a minute here to address something.
Yeah.
So I don't dislike Carlos Sainz. I don't. He's not my favorite driver. You know, he's no Yuki Tsunoda in my book. He's no Fernando Alonso in my book. But I really don't like his fans. I don't like them. I don't like them at all, Brian. And I didn't like when they got upset that he was replaced by Lewis Hamilton. I thought that was delusional. That just showed their lack of connection to reality. That they were outraged that he was replaced by literally, statistically, the best driver to ever live. They were upset.
Who won a sprint race already and has out-qualified, who's been out-qualifying Charles Leclerc in his first times in the car.
And proving his worth. And moved their stock price. So anyone who thinks
and made them billions of dollars. Yeah.
And made them billions of dollars. So the fact that you think that was a dumb decision is just mortifying. And it's also like, I get all these comments, Brian, in the comments about being like, oh, you only like Carlos Sainz. All these fucks with no picture in their thumbnail are telling me that I'm just jealous of the way he looks. Guys, let me tell you something. I live in L.A., all right? If I got jealous of everybody that was better looking than I was, I would kill myself. I would literally kill myself. Go into a gym in East LA, there are 20 Carlos Sainzes, hotter Carlos Sainzes, okay? It's crazy out here. So for anyone to think that it's just a reflection on you and how you view yourself and your the way you put looks and aesthetics first.
Yeah, we love Charles Leclerc.
We love Charles Leclerc.
Charles Leclerc's way hotter than us.
Charles Leclerc's hotter than I am. I'm not.
No, I like Carlos Sainz too. But I said on this podcast that maybe I'm going to go out on a limb and say that Alex Albon's going to beat Carlos in a close battle. Is what I said. I said it'll be close.
You're just a fugly fuck who's jealous.
And every comment was telling me to go fuck myself, and now I'm rooting for Albon so hard because it's and he is killing it. He's killing it.
And when I do get recognized, occasionally it's always the same shit. It's like, why are you talking shit about Sainz? He's so hot, and I'm like, what does that have to do with anything?
Yeah.
What to say? That's not. There's more to it than that.
Yeah. Listen, Carlos Sainz is really hot.
He is really hot.
All true.
But I'm like super deep. I don't really look at those things.
Yeah, for real.
I'm super deep.
No, I mean, let's be like Alex Albon, I think, has been overlooked within the Formula One world.
Yep.
I think that, in his come up, Alex Albon was that guy, 100% that bitch. He's what he said on Drive to Survive. He was like, back in the day, I was actually kind of that dude. And now he's having a chance to prove it. Now, here's the thing. I think that Carlos Sainz will figure out this car. I think that Carlos Sainz is a very good driver, but I think that people were getting a little bit ahead of their skis and thinking like, well, of course he's at a worse team now, so of course he'll completely dominate. When the reality is that like Alex Albon was actually had like a more impressive junior career than Carlos Sainz did.
Yes, he did. And people are like, Carlos Sainz is like treating this like he's fucking like he's Charlize Theron in Young Adult, like he's coming back to the shitty town and he's like this superstar.
Right.
And now he's getting shown up. It's amazing. Now the hometown kid, the kid who's been at the shitty place, or like a movie star, like coming onto like some low budget thing and getting blown off the screen.
Yeah.
In the community theater.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? It's amazing. It's an amazing
It's the underdog
experience.
story. Get involved with the underdog story. Like, that's Alex Albon is that. He is overlooked.
You know who else is feeling really good right now?
Who?
Oscar Piastri.
Mm-hmm.
Because Oscar Piastri could have been in that car. He could have been duking it out with Alex Albon, and everyone would have been like, well, how good is Oscar Piastri if he can't get on top of Albon?
Williams.
Alpine was going to stick him in Williams.
Oh, right.
And he was like, fuck that.
Dude,
fuck that. He was like, I was like, wow, he just dodged Albon for Norris. And if Albon's like beats Sainz comprehensively, then you realize that actually Albon's really good. And Oscar Piastri secured the bag by going to McLaren, like really killed it by going to McLaren. Because if he would like matched Albon, he wouldn't have gotten any credit. He wouldn't have gotten any fucking credit.
Well, it's at a shitty. It's like it's this team. They it's like he overlooked as opposed to going against Lando where there's not expectations. Of course, Lando's going to beat you because Lando's the top guy. Yeah. And now he's made his way and
secured the bag.
He secured the bag in more ways than one.
I need Albon to secure the bag. I need Albon to become filthy rich.
Yeah, I want Albon to have generational wealth. Let's fucking go.
He always talks about like being poor. So, well, I can't afford a private jet. I mean, George is here, but he's just cheap as fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, should we maybe get into our awards? Buying cologne sucks. Walking into a department store, you're getting sprayed in the face, dropping tons of money. It's not what I ever want to do, so I've never really worn cologne. I just use deodorant. But listen, I'm getting older. I want to be a sophisticated gentleman. And if you're going to be a sophisticated gentleman, you need to be wearing cologne. And that's where Guy Fawkes comes into play, started by two friends that are changing the fragrance game forever with their starter kit. You get to try their best sellers first and then choose your favorite later. I got their stuff right here. This is the Vince. It is crushed lime, mint gin, and sunset musk. Let's give it a smell. That smells good. That smells like a man and not a boy. And I'm trying to be a man. Men wear cologne, but you don't want to spend $800,000 to smell like you're a man. And with Guy Fawkes, you don't have to. 90% of women love when a man smells good. That's literally 90%. I think it's probably more like 100% of women or people like when a man smells good. That's science. Throw away that cologne that your ex-girlfriend got you and upgrade your scent game. Each scent is named after the founder's best friends with high-quality natural ingredients that lasts all day long. No wonder they're the fastest-growing men's fragrance brand, maybe of all time. Can't confirm, don't check that, but let me tell you, after smelling that, I think it's true. Since the team at Guy Fawkes loves Almost Friday, we've partnered with them to give you $10 off your first purchase. Go to guyfawkes.com/Friday and use the code FRIDAY for free shipping and $10 off your first purchase right now. Spend less, get more compliments, and smell amazing with Guy Fawkes. Cover the rest of this race of the awards. Let's start with hottest moment of the day.
My boy, my guy, Esteban Ocon, going on the fucking shitty Chinese grass.
Yeah. Dude.
That was fucking awesome. That was sick. I was like, I switched sides. I'd never seen him do that.
Yeah.
I'd never seen him do that before on a person that was not his teammate. That was fucking sick.
Yeah, him trying against someone that's not his teammate was crazy.
That's all I wanted to see from him. That's
he put half of his car. I mean, he put like half of both like right wheels were on the grass.
Yeah.
And that chalk flew up. I mean, that was crazy. And he got the overtake done because that grass is basically as hard as concrete, because if those grounds were better kept, he would have been fucked at that moment. But because that ground is hard as rock, he was able to get the overtake done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with that. Obviously Lewis and Charles were both disqualified, but he got fifth after all was said and done. 10 points for Ocon at Haas.
Wow, did I just buy at the perfect time for Ocon?
I think you did. Daddy of the day, I'm going to give Daddy of the Day to Ocon's. I think it's a twofold. I'm giving it to Ollie Behrman and Ollie Behrman's dad. Because Ollie Behrman's dad, once again, being just like a relatable king, he's in the Ferrari garage and he's like watching the TV screens, but he also has his phone out where he's watching what I can only assume is Ollie's onboard. And he's just like us watching fucking like F1 TV through the app on his phone. So because he's at the race, but he still needs to be on his phone watching his onboard through that.
It's crazy that like F1 TV still has a better viewing experience than like if you're in the fucking garage.
Yeah.
He has the VIP experience and he's still got his he's like, what's the Wi-Fi in the paddock? Great.
Right.
I need to log into F1 TV.
Ferrari clown show. Yes, is that what it is?
We are checking. We are checking.
Yeah, we are checking. But then but also I gotta Behrman. All those overtakes today. He's trying to make this catchphrase happen. Ciao.
When he said it the first time, I laughed, and he said it the second time, I was like, so cringe.
Yeah, he's trying to make fetch happen with Ciao, but I mean, he had a great race. To me, he should have been driver of the day. I'm not sure why Kimi Antonelli got driver of the day. He didn't.
That was really, so weird.
That was
like,
very
what?
random.
Do you think the Italians just flooded it? What happened there?
Yeah, I'm not sure because it certainly wasn't the Chinese fans that were obsessed with Kimi Antonelli because it's all Lewis fans and then like McLaren fans.
How many followers does Kimi have? Let's look this up.
1.6 mil.
Okay. That's not nothing.
Oscar Piastri, 3.4 mil.
That's
not
crazy.
Driver of the day.
That's crazy.
I mean, I don't really give a fuck about driver of the day, but that was a bizarre one. I was like, I don't even get it because he he started in 8th and then I think finished in 8th before the disqualification.
You should give it to the guy who won the race or a guy who moved up a lot.
Right.
Not a guy who finished exactly where he started.
Right.
And his by the way, lost to his teammate.
And by the way, while we're here,
didn't even beat his teammate. He finished.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a rookie, whatever. He's shown flashes, but come on, his teammate George finished P3. What are we doing here?
Radio of the day, I think it's got to be
Yuki Tsunoda.
Well, there. My front wing damage from what?
No, I thought it was going to be. I want to use more front. And they're like, don't use more front. He goes, I'm going to do it.
Yeah. but I want to. But I want to.
I really want to. And he's like, Mom, I need a second stop.
Yeah.
Well, no, he actually he broke his wing, but I mean, they are borderline red flags. Those racing bulls are. They screwed up on the strategy the first race.
Right.
They blew a perfectly good qualifying position in the first race with I think they tried to go long.
Uh-huh.
I think they went long when everybody else didn't, and then this time they tried to do 2 stops when everyone else went long.
Yeah, I mean, they have a quick car.
They have a quick car.
Both of those guys are getting into Q3 consistently. Hadjar's driving it well. So is Yuki. Yuki's having a great race, and they put him on a shit.
And then his wing
before the wing broke. Yeah, exactly. But they put him on because the right strategy was the one stop. That was the optimal strategy today, and only a few people didn't do that. And Racing Bulls was one of the people that didn't do that.
But everyone was saying it was a 2-stopper. The tire degradation was going to be everything. That's why everyone's a fucking idiot, and you should just listen to us because at least we acknowledge that we're idiots. All the experts are saying it's a 2-stopper, and then it's just not.
Yeah.
So nobody knows anything. So you just might as well listen to the funnest idiots.
Yeah.
To the people who pretend to know.
Karen of the day. Was anyone particularly meh today?
It's kind of
they tried to make it seem like Lewis was being that way, but Lewis was the person that offered him the thing in the first place. He was like,
they framed him. He was framed.
They framed him. They fully framed him. Let's see. I mean, people are saying Lando's brake pedal. People get on my boy Lando Norris about the pedal. His brake was broken.
Yeah, they're calling the brake pedal the Karen. I thought.
I guess. His brake.
You see knives everywhere for your boy Lando,
dude. Everyone comes for my boy, dude.
It's like Lando's is Lando mentally tough? He was nervous about his brakes not working.
Yeah. Yeah,
he lacks mental toughness. If he had that dog in him, he wouldn't have cared about the brakes not working.
Yeah.
Just lacks mental toughness.
No, it was kind of Karen-less today. People said Ferrari boys are whining. I mean, yeah, the whole Ferrari radio situation is just
toxic.
continuing to be. The communication vibe is terrible between them.
But all around, they seem frustrated with these guys.
Right.
Have you ever been to a family dinner and you just the passive aggressiveness?
Yeah.
Because my family was never passive aggressiveness. Really kills me because my family was just aggressive. And just there's not a lot of subtext.
Right.
So when I'm at a dinner table and I'm feeling like unspoken tension,
yeah.
like I'm feeling pass the salt. Hey, can you pass the salt? Like,
yeah.
and I'm getting that energy.
Right.
It really makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I was actually still speaking. Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Okay. Can I finish, or do you want to?
Yeah.
No. Go.
Yeah.
What? No.
Dude, my cholesterol is just being raised.
Yeah. That is the vibe. Well, you've told me that for the 10th time. That's the 10th time that you've told me that. So they're just so annoyed with them, which is a Karen-esque trait. Okay, and then red flag of the day. I mean, I think the obvious answer for red flag of the day is Ferrari, the whole situation, all of that. But I want to give a special shout out to Jack Doohan, who I'm nicknaming Dirty Doohan. Because
Well, yeah, a rough sprint race. What even happened to him in the race?
He's like, he was fighting with Hadjar. Hadjar was trying to get by him. And then Hadjar goes to overtake him. He then Doohan like dive bombs him, completely blows the corner, forces Hadjar off track. He gets a 10-second penalty for that. What he should have gotten an additional penalty for was that he was like waiting for like at the end of the straight, like, and then like the second that Doohan makes his move, he just like a totally unsafe late braking move.
Right. Hadjar complained about that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I feel bad for him because knows that his time is, coming up, and that he doesn't have a lot of races left in Formula One. But it was a dirty, dirty race for Dirty Doohan.
Yeah, and he dive bombed. He fucking locked up. And he nailed Bortoletto last race, didn't he?
Yes. Yeah. In the sprint.
That was fucking rough. Yeah. The sprint race he did.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you even do? That's a tough place to be in.
It's tough.
I honestly, my hat's off to him more for behaving like a terrorist than the other way. If you go down swinging. He's going down swinging, and I respect that. Better to go down swinging than like play it safe and be slow and let people pass you, right?
No, I have respect for it. That's why I'm like, I was just like, oh shit, didn't know you had that in you. He's gonna leave a little bit of like, at least there was something to talk about with him this race. But no, it was just a dirty race for Dirty Doohan. But no, of course, I think ultimate red flag is the Ferrari organization.
Yeah, only they could like win the sprint race and then.
Be
put it on
absolutely
pole,
nowhere.
win the sprint race, and get completely eviscerated the very next day.
Yeah,
but at least it kept it interesting because these sprint races used to be more predictable. I mean,
yeah,
these sprint weekends because they weren't allowed to change setups. So
right,
gave us an opportunity to see Ferrari fuck up the setup for the next week.
Yeah, at least it was something. It wasn't just all McLaren dominance, which was, even though I think the whole reason that they were even in that position in the first place because McLaren got cocky. And they went out at sprint qualifying, and they're like, "We're going to do 2 laps. Everyone else doing 1, but we're so good, we're going to do 2." And that decision,
they only needed 1 take. Like I didn't need 1 take. Don't even bother.
Yeah, well, they thought they were just going to get the 1 take and then be done with it, but
yes.
They were like, "Oh fuck, like that take kind of sucked. Can I get another one?" And then by that time, it was like everyone else was like, "I have 1 take to nail this," and we're like. Yeah, like we're not going to do it when all the environment is right in the track. We don't need the track to ramp up because we're McLaren.
Brian,
that was
as an actor, do you relate, as a film and television actor, do you relate to F1 drivers because I remember whenever I'm on set, I'm like thinking, I see all this work, all the hundreds of people just fucking moving shit around.
Yes.
Brilliant technicians, getting all the lights right, getting the color temperature right, putting scrims and filters and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours, like hours.
Mm-hmm.
And then the actor shows up and they got 5 minutes to just nail the take. And it's this whole army around these handsome narcissists.
Yep.
To just nail it.
Right.
And I used to describe it as being a pinch hitter. Being an actor feels like, because you're literally involved in 1% of the thing.
Yeah.
Actors are, in terms of like time spent, effort wise, actors are like less than 1%.
Right.
But they're everything. Same thing as a pinch hitter in the 9th inning, right? You got
totally
one at bat to contribute, and it's so important. I think Formula One is similar.
I think if you're on a Marvel set or if you're on some crazy set and we've got one chance, like this bus is gonna blow up and like you gotta nail this. Yes. And then you fuck it up. The scenes in Video Village will not be dissimilar from the scenes in like of the pit crew when like someone spins out and they're just like, oh fuck, god damn it, dude. Fuck. We worked so hard and you just fucked that up for us.
Right, because remember in Heath Ledger, that was crazy because in Dark Knight, Heath Ledger, they blew up a hospital. They didn't have a second hospital.
Right.
So
you've got one chance to get this right.
But if you watch the clip, he's hitting the button, and it was actually supposed to. It was supposed to work.
Hitch.
It was he hitting it, and it's not working. He didn't go, "Hey guys, what's happening?" Or, like he just kept hitting it, and then he kind of just sat there and was like, and then it blew up. And then he just stayed kind of in character the whole time.
You got to roll with the punches, baby.
Got to
stay present. No, that's true. That's a good analogy. And speaking of them being hot narcissists, let's fuck, marry, kill this podium. George, Lando, Oscar Piastri.
I'm killing George. He scares me. I don't trust him.
Yep. Yeah.
I don't trust him. I am marrying Oscar and killing Lando, probably.
You're killing Lando too. You're killing both of them. You gotta fuck.
Wait, so I said
you're killing. Freudian slip.
I'm fuck killing. No, I'll fuck Lando, and I'll fuck Lando. I'll kill George, and I'll marry Oscar.
I'm with you. I think the same thing. I think Oscar bouncing back after the last week shows the type of man that he is. That you can have a bad, like in a long-term thing, you can have a bad situation, you have a bad week, bad day at work. He doesn't bring it home with him. He's able to compartmentalize, get back to work, and show up. So that's husband material.
And Lando's all like, well, I could have maybe been fast.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Well, if my brake wasn't broken, then maybe I could have. Did you catch that Lando multi-21 reference in the
I didn't see it. I watched part of the cooldown room and I saw that I didn't see that.
He said like multi-21, like I don't know, but I really don't know what that was in reference to. Because
I mean, what else would it have been in reference to other than the McLaren situation?
Yeah, but like I'm a little confused because it wasn't
when was Oscar supposed to like let him by anyway?
There was no moment, and that clearly he was making a joke, but I'm just like trying to figure out like what was the joke that he was making, because multi-21 was Mark Webber was leading the race, and they told them to hold positions, and then Sebastian Vettel just overtook Mark Webber. With going against the team orders.
So is Lando implying that he honored the multi-21 agreement, that he didn't attack? That seems like something Lando would do.
I guess, yeah, maybe.
Dude,
it was a little bit confusing. I sound off in the comments if you understood what that was in reference to, because I'm still having trouble understanding it. But then they were talking about, they were like, oh, that was like Rubens Barrichello and Schumacher because Leclerc and Leclerc's wing was broken because he crashed into Hamilton, and then they were like, oh, that was like Barrichello and Schumacher, and then I think Oscar was like, oh, well, don't say that around Andrea because he'll just keep he'll just talk our ears off. There's a vibe where like Andrea Stella like is always wanting to talk about his time working with Schumacher.
The old days.
Old days, and like Lando and Oscar are both like, oh Jesus, fuck, why did we bring this up?
Yeah.
But it was an awkward cool down.
It's such a dad. Does every guy of a father age just start sounding off, just start telling people stories that nobody wants to hear, that everyone's heard before? Is that just a dad thing?
That's a dad thing, dude. Dads love, whether it's even their personal experience or whether that's just like a factoid. My dad loves this factoid about like where Play-Doh comes from. Like Play-Doh was actually like from like tobacco. Like it was like this thing that they would use in like a tobacco factory to get the like tobacco off of the walls. And they like when it shut down, they didn't know what to do with it. So they turned it into the kid's toy. And it was this like, he was like, I've heard him tell, I still don't, every time he tells it, I glaze over and I still don't really know what the fuck it is, but he's told it at dinner parties.
I was like, for someone who's heard this so many times, you suck at this.
Well, because every time he starts, I'm like, oh, he's on the fucking Play-Doh thing again. Okay, just fucking head down until this is over.
Yeah.
But that's
you're gonna be on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire one day, and they're gonna ask you the origin of Play-Doh, and you're gonna be like,
origin of Play-Doh. All right, we got Japan coming up in 2 weeks. What do you think's happening? Predictions.
I think Oscar Piastri again, baby.
Think Oscar Piastri's going to
keep rolling. I'm going to keep rolling with my boy.
I'm going to go with Lando Norris, baby, but I think it's going to be 1-2, and I think you might be right. I think they're going to keep trading. I hope they keep trading. I hope they keep trading.
When do you think it gets ugly? Because they've been kind of, Lando had the brake pedal. They told Oscar not to fight until the end, and then he kind of, there've been this in pro wrestling.
Yeah.
These moments where the two guys are in the ring and they're about to fight and they're like, no, not yet. We'll settle this in WrestleMania, right?
Yeah.
I feel like we're kind of getting a delay, like the hype is building, right?
Well, that was happening a little bit in this way. They're like down the leg, like let's hold here, like you'll have your chance to fight. They were like kind of like promising Lando that he'll have his chance to fight him at the end. And then the brake pedal was doing the brake pedal shit, so then he wasn't able to do that. Then they were also like, Lando was like, well, stop telling me to push. Because I'm going to be in his then I'm going to be in his dirty air and it's going to fuck up my tires. But then they're like, well, we don't want to get undercut by George. And I'm like, George Russell's not doing 2 stops, guys. George Russell will never do 2 stops.
God, know your fucking customer.
Know who you're dealing with. You don't have to worry about an undercut from George Russell when there's a 1-stop available. He's going to do the 1-stop.
And he did the pump fake today too. He did the shitty pump fake. He was like,
yeah, a little bit.
Didn't he say, "Oh, maybe we should go long," and he did the box or whatever?
Well, they boxed him early, but then he wound up going long anyway. He was like, "These tires are great," and then they boxed him like the next lap.
Yeah, exactly.
But then he still did the 1-stop, so it was like that was a little bit. But I think McLaren keeps like saying they're going to let the boys fight, but they haven't really fought yet. I mean, it's been 2 races with the sprint, but it'll be interesting when they're really in a position where it's like, okay, like on track, back and forth, DRS open, let me overtake you. Like that hasn't happened yet. We'll see if it happens in Japan.
Let's hope it does. Let's hope it does.
Let's hope it does, because otherwise this season might be a little bit of a sir. Okay.
Suck.
This podcast would not be possible without our Patreon and our daddies, more specifically. So we got to thank them. We got to thank Kayla, Robin, Jordan Texera, Jade Lingle, Spencer Grieve, Javier Romero, Sheila Valeri, Chandler, Ali Santana, Carla, Juarlo, Kimberly, Huelen, Alonso of My Face 69, Donya Denad, Deadbeat Daddy Muhammad, Jimmy, Kimmy, sponsored by Mommy of the Pod, Hollister 584, Liv Lott, Kat, Future Dog Tour Dion, Steph Grossi, JB Fresh, Laura, Emily Gillenwater, Cody Hollis by F1 Daddy, Branch W, Keep Up the Science Hate. Will do. Hunter Scruggs, Salmonella Mozzarella, I'm a Leclerc fan, and yes, it hurts. Jay Kess, George Russell is evil Peter Parker from Spider-Man 3. Matt Edwards is always right. I wish I was Max and Danny's love child. Delaney Andrews, Henry Caskey, Miles Lewis Alexander, Real Toto Wolf, Meggie B, Kaylee Breyer, E with a Y, Aaron Fiber, Devin, a.k.a. the future Dr. Sullivan's PA, Courtney Frazier, Yuki Tsunoda's other mother, Austin, Megan, Aaron, Pineapple the Y, Matt has a secret boner for Carlos Sainz. Unfortunately, it's Gary, Carolina, my name is AJ, and fuck the HOA. K-Man can fuck smash my door any day. The official F1 race program and its executive editor Carter Sarah. I got tickled by the Tifosi. Hey Jet, good luck out there. Allison Sane, Zhuge, F1 Dude Company, Trent Slickman, Code Brown Sonoda, Jerome Ferreira, Colapinto is a fraud, Aaron, Shahid, Jeans Rockstar, Chohoon, Shake and Bake, Kata, Lick My Balls, and our newest daddy, Lisa, Stay Fierce Smith. If you want to become a daddy of the pod, you can go to patreon.com/TRFpod and become our benefactor today. And also our honorary daddy of the pod this week, every week, Nicole Piastri. And once again, a shout out to the king, the legend, rest in peace, Eddie Jordan. We're going to end this episode in Eddie Jordan fashion. We're not going to end it with a goodbye, Vankas. We're going to end it with an Eddie Jordan growl. So until next week, Vankas. Yeah.